Hi friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week. I'd love it if you would click that red subscribe button and come back for more videos. In today's video, we are going to be doing the cash envelope stuffing for the budget that I wrote here in my Budget by Paycheck workbook for the 4th week in June. I sat down and wrote this budget out with you all in a previous video, so if you missed it, I'm going to put it in a card above so you can go and check that out. You're going to want to go watch that video before you watch this one so you can get a feel for why I budgeted the amounts I did and what my thought process was. Today's video is just adding the cash to the envelopes and getting myself set up for the week. So I need to first figure out how much money I need to pull out of the bank, and in order to do that I need to look at the two sections here in my planner that are cash. So I take cash out of the bank every week for my cash envelopes, which are down here, as well as my sinking funds. So adding these up, it's pretty easy to do the math in my head. I can see that I need to pull out $633, but I need to figure out what denominations I want those dollars in, and so in order to do that, I'm going to transfer all of this information here into the cash envelope breakdown, which is another page from the Budget by Paycheck workbook, and that's going to help me figure out the cash I need and in what denominations. So I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit, and we're going to start writing in those cash categories. So everything from my cash envelopes and my sinking funds. So for my cash envelopes, I had my food envelope, which I decided I'm going to put $200 into. And for those $200, I want to take some smaller denominations, I think. So I'm going to take 4 50s for my food envelope this week. Next up, I have my husband's spending money. For his spending money, I decided we're going to do $40, and for that, we're going to do 2 20s. Next up, I have my son, Austin. This is his allowance for the week. He gets $20, so we're going to do a 20 for him. For lawn care, this is to pay the guy that comes to cut our grass. That's another $20, and we're going to do a 20 for that as well. We also have a little miscellaneous category. It's just like an emergency 20 that hangs out in my wallet should we need it, so that's going to get a 20 as well. So that was everything from my cash envelope category, as you can see. Now we are going to move on to the sinking funds category. So the first of my sinking funds we're going to add money to is my campground sinking fund. And we decided we were going to do $50 for our campground sinking fund, and for that we're just going to do a 50. Next up, we have my husband's spending money. Nope, I'm sorry, this is different from his spending money. His spending money is up here. This category is for his sinking fund. Money we're setting aside for some purchases he wants to make. So for my husband's sinking fund, we're going to do $50 as well. Next up is vacation. And we're going to do $50 for that. And I forgot here, from my husband's sinking fund, we're going to do a 50. For our vacation fund, we're going to do a 50. And then we have YouTube. This is the money I need to set aside for paying my taxes on my income that I make from my YouTube videos. And we decided that was going to be $133. And for that, I'm going to do a $100 bill, a 20, a 10, and 3 ones. And lastly, I have my son, Robert, his savings. That's going to get a 50 as well. So that is everything that I need to pull out in cash this week. Now I need to just count up the denominations here and figure out that total. I also need to write this total here, which I said was $633. So we're going to go to the bank and pull out 3 ones for a total of $3. No 5s and no 10s this week. Nope, that's wrong. Good thing I use Eraseable pen. There is 1 10 this week, and that's a total of $10. My Eraseable pen, by the way, is from Parkoo. I have it linked down below, as well as everything else that I use in this video. For 20s, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 20s, a total of $120 in 20s. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 50s. That's a total of $400. And 1 $100 bill, which is a total of $100. Quickly, I'm just going to grab my calculator and make sure that this total matches this total, which it looks like it does, just mentally adding everything up. But you guys know I'm not the best at mental math, so let's just use the calculator and add it up. That way there's no mistakes. That is $633. That all adds up. So that's what I need to pull out of the bank. So I have this cash teller sticky note from the Budget Mom. I'm going to transfer this information onto the sticky note to make it really easy for when I go to the bank. So 3 ones, $3, no 5s, 1 10, $10, 6 20s, $120, 8 50s, $400, and 1 $100 bill is $100 for a grand total of $633. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the bank, I'm gonna get this cash that I need, and then I'm gonna come back and stuff these cash envelopes. Haha, just kidding. I actually did not need to go to the bank. I ended up having the denominations I needed on hand already, thanks to some money I pulled from sinking funds and the cash that my son gave me for his rent payment this week. So this was pointless. I did not need to go to the bank after all, but it definitely helped me to figure out exactly what denominations I needed. I was able to make some change for myself, so we are all set. $633. I'm going to count this up so that I can just double check and make sure that I have enough here. 150, 250, 350, 450, 500, 20, 40, 60, 80, 600, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead then and lay this cash out. I needed 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to zoom you guys out some so that we can hopefully get all of this in the frame. We needed 110, which I do have. 6 20s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8 50s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a $100 bill, which I'm just going to stick right here. So in addition to all of my cash, I also need to grab my wallet so I can stuff the envelopes in my wallet, as well as my sinking fund folder. So I will be right back and we'll get these envelopes stuffed. Okay, so I went ahead and grabbed my wallet. I use the Conscious wallet, which is available on Amazon. It's a great all-in-one cash wallet. I have a separate video on this that I filmed quite a while ago showing you guys the ins and outs of this wallet, my first impressions of it. I will link that in a card above in case you never saw that video, but I do highly recommend the Conscious wallet. I love it a lot. It's a great affordable option versus like a Filofax, which I've really wanted for a long time, but I just cannot justify the cost. especially when I have this beautiful wallet that was provided to me by the company. It works out just fine. I did replace the cash envelopes that came with it for some clear cash envelopes that I absolutely love, but otherwise it's a great wallet. It's held up beautifully. So I have my wallet. I have my little highlighter here so that I can go down the list and highlight as I go. And we're just going to start stuffing envelopes with the first category, which is food. I decided to take my grocery budget and our eating out money in cash this week. So I have my food envelope here. This food envelope, as well as a lot of the other envelopes I have, came from Erica Life Vlogs. She doesn't have these envelopes available anymore though, so I recommend that you check out Jennifer Ann Plans. She has really beautiful clear cash envelopes. They look like this, so they're a little bit different, but you can get them customized with labels, or you can get them blank. You can get them punched or not punched. It just depends on what your preference is. I love the way that the clear cash envelopes look with the cash in them. They're just so aesthetically pleasing. So I do have Jennifer's Etsy shop linked in my description box, as well as a coupon code, which I believe is still good. You can take advantage of, I think, 20% off. So filling my food envelope, we said it was $200, all in 50s. So I'm going to go ahead and take 4 50s here from my stack. 50, 100, 50, 200. I have not done food in cash in a very long time. I've been doing the Walmart pickup for over a year now. But now that things are opening up again, and I've been going into Aldi and doing some comparison shopping and things, I wanted to try out my food budget in cash again, so we'll see how that goes. Next up is, on my list, I believe, is my husband's spending. Yes, so let me set this off to the side for now. And I just knocked over all my 20s. So food is filled. That's taken care of. Next up is my husband's spending money. He gets $40, 2 20s. So I'm just going to take this cash and set it off to the side for him. Don't have an envelope for him. Also, my son's allowance, I went ahead and took my kid's envelope out of my wallet because 9 times out of 10, I stick his allowance money in that envelope, and then 5 minutes after I'm done filming, I end up giving it to him. So it's pointless to stick it in an envelope just to turn around and take it back out to give to him. So I'm just going to set his $20 off to the side with my husband's 20 so that I can pay him his allowance for the week. Provided, of course, that he gets all of his chores done. We shall see. All right, next up is lawn care. And for lawn care, we're going to do $20 as well. I do have my envelope here in my wallet for that. So we'll go ahead and stick that $20 into my lawn care envelope. See, doesn't the clear cash envelopes look so pretty with the cash in them? I just love that way that looks. Next, I have miscellaneous, which I know is going to get a 20 as well. So we'll go ahead and stuff that, and that takes care of all of my cash envelopes. The only other envelope I have here in my wallet is a bank envelope. If at any point during the week I want to spend from one of my spending categories, but I cannot use cash for whatever reason, I'll use my debit card, and then I will take the cash from that category, stick it in this bank envelope. That way I know it needs to be deposited to cover that transaction. So that's everything that I'm going to carry in my wallet for the week. I can go ahead and put my wallet away and pull in my accordion folder for my sinking funds. So I think this is actually going to be the last time you guys see this accordion folder here on my channel. I'm going to be totally revamping my sinking funds, changing things up a little bit. This accordion folder has been well used and well loved for over a year now. The elastic is getting worn out and broken, as you can see, and I'm just trying to minimalize my budget, change things up. You know, I feel like making some changes will make my budgeting fun again. It's been getting a little tedious, so for now I'm going to use this, but just know that this is going away and we're going to have a new system moving forward. I'll be doing a separate video on that. Be on the lookout for that next week. I'm pretty excited about it. But for now, inside this cash accordion folder, each of my sinking funds has its own little tab. Behind that tab, I keep the fund and a index card where I keep track of everything. I'm gonna have my accordion folder off to the side here so as not to take up the whole frame with it, because it's huge. That's another reason why I want to kind of make a change, downsize a little bit. Filled lawn care and miscellaneous. So next up we have my campground fund. So here is my campground fund. I have all of the cash for the fund as well as an index card where I keep track of everything here. My fund says it has $772 and we're adding 50 more today. The paycheck date is 6/22. We're adding 50 for a total of, let me just use my calculator here real quick. $822. I should have been able to do that math in my head, but you guys know I'm horrible at mental math. So we're going to add a 50. And I'm actually going to move this 100 up here. It's going to be out of frame, but I don't want to get it mixed up with my other cash. I don't need that kind of mistake to happen. So I'm going to put my $50 in here. Every time that I take money from a fund or add money to a fund, I count it up just to make sure I didn't screw anything up. So let's see if we have 822 here. 100, 200, 300, 400, 450, 500, 550, 600, 650, 700, 750, 800, 820, 21, 22. Okay, so that's good. Campground is all set. I'm going to go ahead and get this put back into my accordion folder then and pull out my husband's sinking fund next. Next up, I have my husband's sinking fund in this super pretty envelope. This envelope also came from Jennifer Ann Plans. They come with the little tracker on the back that you can use if that's your style. So, and by the way, I put this label on here. You can get these labels customized. I just got blank ones so that I could easily change up what I'm using them for. I'm always changing my mind and mixing things up, so I didn't want a permanent label on here to kind of box me into using this for my husband's sinking fund. I may want to use this for something else in the future. So, I have my husband's fund here as well as the little index card. According to this index card, he should have $170, and we're adding 50 more today. 622 plus 50. Oops. Swear you guys, that's why I use Eraseable pen, because I make more mistakes than you could ever imagine. So $220 is what my calculator says we should have. We're going to add that $50 and count it up. So 50, 150, 70, 90, 210, 220. Perfect. So my husband's sinking fund will go back there and we'll pull in my vacation fund. All right. So let's check off this so that I know that I filled it. Next up is vacation. My vacation fund has $250 in it currently, and we are adding 50 more. And that should bring it up to 300. So add 50, 150, 250, 300. So $300, and actually I'm going to go ahead and stick this in my wallet because we are going to be heading out for our vacation here in just a couple of days. Our vacation is not like a tropical vacation. We're not doing anything super fancy, but we are going to be spending a week at our campground. And this money will go towards our expenses while we are there. So I'm actually going to go ahead then and mark this as empty since I'm going to stick this in my wallet. I don't anticipate having anything left over. If at the end of our week of vacation I do happen to have money left over, it'll go back into this vacation fund, but let's be real, you guys, I'm not going to have any money left. So this I'm going to stick into my wallet so that I have it while we are camping. And that takes care of our vacation sinking fund. Go ahead and mark that off so I know I took care of that. Next up, I have YouTube. My YouTube fund should have $718 in it. We are going to add 133 more. So definitely going to pull in my calculator for this math. 718 plus 133 is $851. So we're going to add that $100 bill plus a 20, a 10, and 3 ones. Should be 133. 100, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33. We're going to go ahead and add this in here. Just kind of put all of the like denominations together. Make sure everything is kind of facing in the right direction here. Oh, this is all sorts of willy-nilly here. Okay. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 50, 800, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. So, $851 in my YouTube fund so that when I go to pay my taxes next year, I have the money set aside in order to do that. You don't mess with owing the IRS, that's for sure. So that's going to go back into my accordion folder. And lastly, I have my son Robert's savings. We take a portion of the money that he pays us on a monthly basis for rent, and we put it into savings for him. So I have a little envelope here. It's just like a paper envelope, and I'm just going to write here that for July of 2021, we added 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300. So he should have $300 in here. So I'm going to add that 50, and we're going to count it and make sure that that's what I have. 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 70, 90, 300. All of these bills are all folded up from being folded up in this envelope. Why I didn't put it in a pretty envelope like the rest of my funds, I don't know. This just kind of hangs out in the back of my accordion folder in my safe, and someday he'll be really glad that we did this for him. So that's going to go ahead and go back in here, and we're going to put this aside for him for his future. So that is everything. I have filled all of my funds. Everything is all good to go for the week. So that is going to do it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please take a minute and give it a big thumbs up. I cannot express to you how much it helps my channel when you interact with my videos, whether it be leaving a like, leaving a comment, clicking the subscribe button, sharing the video with your friends. All of those things really help me out. I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys for your support, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!